5 years ago today, some real crucial moments happened in my life that led me down this path of financial independence, retire early journey, or the FIRE movement, as it is so humbly called on YouTube, leading my portfolio to where it is at this very moment. And I thought it was important to celebrate the fact that we just crossed 2,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. So what I would like to do is take a trip down memory lane, experience some of the first videos I've ever posted on YouTube. I'm going to break down my YouTube analytics for where they exactly sit right now. And this thing is going to be overall fun, guys, to take this trip down memory lane. So I look so forward to breaking this down for you. So let's jump right into this.
Drop it.
Welcome back, my passive income investors alike. Remember, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. This is something that I think becomes harder and harder as we watch the markets go farther and farther down, but I am certainly not complaining. And let's get right into this, starting with the YouTube videos from the past before we get into the YouTube analytics themselves. Starting with the first video I ever posted 1 year ago. It was longer than a year ago now, but sold 15K in gold to buy dividend stocks. This video got 86 views. We can see most of my videos back in the day weren't getting any views. They still have no views. Look at this one, it's got 12 views here. But I want to show you the thing that I used to kick off my entire YouTube channel. So let's just take some tidbits here and then I'm going to comment on them.
2 at 1675.
Should be 14.6.
All right, guys, we just got out with 15K in cold hard cash, baby. Cold hard cash, $15,000, well, about $14,600. They take commissions just like the bank does, of course. But we're going to go deposit this before I'm running around too much with a fistful of cash. And then I'm going to explain to you why I made this decision. So I will see you when we return. Oh, so I'm going to pause it before I get some royalty issues here because of the music on the radio. But yeah, my opinion really hasn't changed on gold. I figured when I got really into the YouTube community, I wanted to start a YouTube channel. And I figured, what would be a more exciting video than liquidating a huge amount of gold? And a lot of people might be looking at it now saying, well, gold's up a lot. Why'd you sell it back then? Well, if I show you the performance of my portfolio, guys, I don't like assets that don't produce cash flow. I've mentioned this tons of times. I have nothing against gold as maybe a security hedge as a small percentage of your portfolio. But at my current age, I don't need that kind of security. I'd rather have the cash flow and be able to reinvest it. And back then, I was so utterly paranoid of the markets, considering I was just learning about the whole '08 crash. There was still a lot of paranoia reminiscent in the markets. And again, I was holding on to this gold already for probably about 3 or 4 years before I got to this point. But I'm glad I liquidated it because, man, my portfolio has given me way more in return than that gold ever has sitting in the basement. But let's take a look at another video here, guys, just to show you how terrible the quality was. When I first started this, I was using a really old iPhone, and it was just terrible. But I just want to show you the beginning of one of my older videos here. This video only has 19 views, by the way.
Welcome back, passive income investors. Right now, we're looking at Apple. It is 8 p.m. into after hours. It is down a whopping 7%, guys. This is a stock that just can't ever end. This behemoth, this monopoly is just tanking time and time again, guys. We're going from a high of 231 all the way down to where it sits now at 146. I own Apple. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not here to advise you to buy Apple, but I love it personally, and I've been buying it all the way down. My average buy is sitting around 170 right now. I think I actually just picked up today, and I wish I waited a little longer. But let's break this down, guys. So
this is absolutely hilarious because Apple was at 146, and if I can put some stuff in perspective, this is when obviously I liquidated my gold. Didn't do bad on that investment, but I think it's hilarious because at this point in time, I was also buying my mom some Apple shares in the low 200s before it tanked to 140, and everybody was so worried and concerned. And now we look at Apple, and this is a joke compared to back then. You also have to remember during this time we were dealing with the tariff war that was causing a lot of these fluctuations within the market. But man, what a nostalgic time to remember when Apple just a year ago, January 2nd of 2019, was sitting at $143 a share. We're going to look at just a couple quick more videos here, and then what I would like to do is kind of scroll up through all the videos I posted and just show you guys how things have changed so rapidly. This one I found was a little bit funny. I posted this January 31st, 2019. There's only 7 views when I was buying all of, Facebook. Wasn't buying Tesla here, but I was surprised I was actually talking about Tesla back here. But let's take a listen.
Right, passive income investors, we're going to start this video video by sending a small prayer to all the negative Nancys that told us not to buy the dip. Sending this prayer out to you.
Peter Schiff says actually both parties will be the ones to blame when the recession he says we're about to see makes the financial crisis of 2008 look like the roaring 20s by comparison.
It should raise rates, but the market's going to collapse as a result. I mean, they just haven't figured this out yet. We have a gigantic bubble.
Welcome back, guys. I'm not actually smoking the cigar. This is actually just a gift. I'm using it as a prop. As many of you...
So, like I said, I don't want to watch through all these videos. They're kind of tedious at some points, but I love the opening of this because, like I said, there was so much fear in the market. Peter Schiff running his usual mouth on about how we're in the greatest bubble ever. It's going to be worse than '08, and the markets proceeded higher. And anybody that listened to Peter Schiff, buy gold, you might have done okay, but you missed out on some severe capital gains. But I just thought this video was funny because I was buying Facebook at this time, and I ended up selling it to pay my taxes last year, and now I own it again, but I ain't going to be liquidating it to pay my taxes. I'm going to try and pay with that with cash I have laying around. But nonetheless, just crazy, fascinating stuff here, guys. Let's get through one more quick video because I want to show you what my portfolio looked like all the way back then. This was March 31st. I realized that it took me a little bit of a guts to build up to the point where I actually started showing my portfolio. And this is just crazy to me how much my portfolio's changed. But let me just show you a couple clips here and we'll just analyze this real quick.
So I think this is the funniest one here is my Northland Power stock. It was up almost a high of equity gain of around $1,500, followed by a insider sell-off. But then again, we're talking about this company having all-time highs again. Let me take a 6-month look here. So we hit a high of 26, followed by a good pullback because I think, again, there was an insider sell here that just went. And we saw this one go for one heck of a shoot up over the last month. Let's just take a look at the last month chart here, guys. Look at how incredible that burn rate is right now. Just all the way up. The high of 120, still holding strong. GEO Group, man, my REITs have been killing me. This had a low of 20%. But this one I bought understanding that there's going to be some extreme volatility within this. So if we look at the last month, we can see we've had a bit of a decline. I honestly think, though, it's going to level out here. We'll probably see a bit of a comeback because I think it's undervalued at this price, paying a 10% dividend yield. This is a prison stock, if you don't know this stock. Very volatile, guys. But
Wow, was I wrong on GEO Group? Still holding it down a couple grand on that stock. Clearly, it didn't level out where I thought it was. But it's crazy looking at these prices from a year ago, guys. Just looking at Microsoft and Apple trading in like the low 120 area for Microsoft. It's just crazy how fast things can change in just a short year. If you guys want to go back, feel free to check out my portfolio from what it used to be to what it is now. But I just want to show you guys one more thing before we get into the analytics, and that is just the quality of my content. Since back then, I have posted over 360 videos, which is the equivalent of almost a video a day. I did delete some of them, primarily due to the fact that I didn't want my whole YouTube channel to be flagged for some of the content I was posting related to the MJ sector. I still left a lot of videos up, similar to like MedMen. There's a ton of videos still up in relation. I just removed the real heavy ones. Like I got Hexo Group in here, which is another MJ sector stock. But if we go back and look at those, I imagine people's opinions on them are a tad bit different today. But nonetheless, let's just keep scrolling through because I just want to show you guys how rapidly all of this has changed. So this is where I started getting in the flow. We're about 8 months ago when things started leveling off for me. I started getting a little better at the YouTube, and all of a sudden my views went up where I was averaging about 100 to 500 views of video. Some of these really took off. I got 4.3K on some of my banks or my bank related videos. Same with a lot of my Canadian real estate videos have performed the best, and we'll take a look at that in a second. But let's just keep scrolling and look at how the quality has slowly changed. All of a sudden things get a little bit more eye-popping, and as we keep going, it gets a little bit better and better and better, and then we get all the way up to where we are today, guys. And I just look at the quality difference just in my clip art alone. Since literally 2 months ago, I've been taking some real tedious times to make my clip art as good as possible, make my tags as good as possible, leading to this moment today where we're sitting at this 2,000 subscriber level. So I want to get into some of the analytics here. In case you guys are interested in starting a YouTube channel, it is one heck of a grind. I'm going to tell you that. that, like it'd be really hard to work a full-time job and try and get YouTube to a place of sustainability, because I'm not even there yet. My YouTube channel maybe averages between 2 to 250 a month. I only started getting ad revenue as of it took me till November, and even back then it wasn't that great, but it's nice to see the overall growth. So taking a look at the channel as of to date, ladies, gentlemen, we're sitting at 164,131 views as of total. We got 2,007 beautiful subscribers, and I want to say thanks so much to you guys for being so supportive through this community, and I'm really hoping that I've offered some helpful advice, and you guys always give me advice in return. In fact, if I can give one big shout out, I don't want to say his name, but he kind of introduced me to the idea of using US accounts, because if we went back into that video where I show my dividend portfolio, at this point in time, I was trading all in Canadian dollars and Canadian accounts. Now my accounts are completely divided and I keep everything so separate. And it's crazy, these little moments that happen that cause such a ripple of impact in savings and income. And it's all because of you guys. Like, a lot of little things have saved me literally at this point probably thousands of dollars because of your opinions. And always feel free to let me know what you think about all of it in the comment section below. But kind of continuing on the basis here, taking a look at the channel growth, like I said, back in the day, we're looking here, guys, making barely a couple views a day, and now we're averaging about 1,000 views a day, maybe. We're getting up there. So you can grow a channel if you grind hard enough, guys. It is more than possible, but let's hope we can get to a point. My personal goals, I'm hoping I can get this channel to a point where it's making me about $500 a month. I don't expect that to happen for at least another year. I'm not in a rush for this. I do enjoy making this content. And taking a look at the top performing videos, like I said, Canadian real estate, guys, 10,000 views. This was one of the best videos I've ever made by views so far. Tesla Cybertruck, my first viral video, I'm going to say, I ever posted, where it got like a few thousand views overnight. In fact, if we look at this big spike right here, let's see if we can get that. So in one day, I got 3,000 views because of that Tesla video. And taking a look at some of the other ones, more Canadian real estate, Tesla's one of the best performers, obviously a Warren Buffett video. I broke down Kevin O'Leary's stock portfolio performing very well. Anytime I talk about specific collapses, like Canadian banks on the verge of collapse, I did very, very well. Obviously, my dividend stock portfolio videos do very, very well. And wow, Virgin Galactic, that was posted October 29th, 2019. If you picked Virgin Galactic up back then, I think it was right around its IPO, you're probably still up nicely on your position nonetheless. But let's take a look at you guys, because it's always fun learning about who is watching the channel. So if I can find, we want to go into audience, that's what we want. So taking a look at our audience here, guys, it's nice to see that it has been growing, but the statistics are quite fascinating to me. So take a look here. Non-subscribed to the channel, 69% of my views you guys give me are not subscribers of the channel. So it's nice to know that I have 2,000 really, awesome people that decided to slap that subscribe button and that like button. But the rest of you, I don't know what the 70% of you are doing, but come on, guys, you help me out here. Hit that subscribe button. You don't even have to watch the content. Just let's grow the channel, man. That's what we're here for. Not really. You don't have to subscribe. You can just come back and watch. I'm not going to be that bad. I remember back in my early YouTube days, I wouldn't subscribe to anybody, but I'd constantly keep up on their channels. The most depressing part about all of this, and I would kind of understand this to an extent between female and male, there's hardly any females in this niche, but there are really big female YouTubers that are in the finance niche in and of itself, and I feel like sometimes women might want to hear from more of a woman influencer than a male influencer, so I can kind of grasp that aspect of it, and I'm hoping that with the female influencers in the dividend community that we do hopefully get more impact in that aspect of it, because this is something that everyone should be involved in. So it's a shame that my statistics are primarily male. But taking a look, guys, we've got 18 to 24-year-olds. This is so mind-boggling that 10% of my viewers are below the age of 24. You guys that are figuring this stuff out now, considering I only started investing when I was 23 years old, this is going to be life-changing. Like, if you are actually kind of implementing some of the stuff we talk about in the community, you have the actual capability to get to a level of a six-figure portfolio by the time you're my age, because it took me 5 years. And like I said, I've never made big money, by no means. I don't think I've ever made more off my working income, excluding dividends, anything else, the stock portfolio, just my working working income, I've never really made more than about $40,000 a year at my peak. So I make a terrible income. That's just blunt. I'm not going to lie about it. But it's impressive how if you just be frugal, you be diligent, you can easily grow a six-figure portfolio. It is more than possible. I'm living proof of that. So I'm hoping that I'm inspiring some of you young guys. People around my age, 50%. It's nice to know that I'm talking to people probably around the same age point in a similar situation. We got some older people coming in here, not to be rude, 35 to 44. So these are some other people. I figured this would be the biggest statistic level because I imagine most people in their mid-20s to mid-30s would be most interested in kind of investing at that point. And then we got, 45 to 54, and then 55 to 64 makes up nothing. But it's crazy that there are some older people that do decide to check out my channel. Now, I wanted to shout out a few people that made a lot of this possible. The first person I want to shout out is Matt Money, because to me it was just crazy. All the stuff that happened in the past that led into this weird snowball effect to me meeting people that I just saw on YouTube, including Matt Money's channel, and then we actually met up in person, and it led into a whole business endeavor related to this tracking portfolio you're seeing right here. But if I can shout out a bunch of people, guys, I'm going to actually go into my YouTube channel, and I'm going to open up the sidebar just so you guys can see some of the subscribers, because all of these people deserve quite a shout out to some extent. Some of them aren't actual YouTubers. They're just people that follow me that I decided to subscribe back to. But taking a look at all of these guys, Financial Education, I want to shout out as well. He's a much larger channel, but I remember watching his YouTube videos in my early days of investing. But just scrolling through, look at all these awesome investors that are out there. All of these people have influenced me to some extent. Gary Vee is a big channel. I know I'm shutting out a lot of the bigger channels, but these were the guys that were there when nobody else really was. But scrolling through, guys, I mean, you can check out Valuetainment. We got Bloomberg in here. The Monk Way, I wish was posting more videos. You should check his channel out. Does an incredible job. Minds in Motion. We got Investing with Jason. Passive Income Tom. Treatum Finance. Hit the Bid was a guy I met at the Stock Twits conference down in San Diego. That was like super, super awesome stuff. But yeah, all I got to do, guys, at this point is we're over 2,000 subscribers. I can't wait to see where it goes from here. I hope you're going to subscribe and follow my journey, because I will continue to update you guys. But what an incredible day, guys, between the markets, my YouTube channel getting to where it is. Lots of celebratory stuff. So thanks so much for watching. Stay cool, stay awesome, and I look forward to chatting to you tomorrow.